Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I will have a review on the new butt kickers I just got. So I got the Buttkicker Advance, one on each seat for the two primary middle seats for now, and the Behringer NX 3000 amp. I'll do a little video behind the sofa where they're mounted, show you the amp, talk about the connections on the amp a little bit, do a demo of the remotes just completely bouncing and falling off the freaking chairs. They're pretty freaking intense. I'll do a video of how they're mounted, and like I said, and walk behind the seats, and then I'll do a little demo, and then I'll come back and give my thoughts and review on them. Stay tuned. Thanks. All right guys, let me walk behind here. There is Buttkicker Advance mounted directly to the back of the seat, one on each center seat. As you know, I have the two end seats for now. I just did them on the two middle seats because they're our primary seats. I do now plan on adding one to each end seat. So, and over here, let me try to get a video of this, is the NX 3000 Behringer. Oh, and as you can hear, the fan is stupid loud. So I have a fan mod coming. I'll explain that too. That makes it to where you can't hear this hideous freaking noise that it drives me nuts. I mean, when a movie's playing loud, I can't hear it. Quiet scene, 100% hear it. The fan mod for this amp is a must-have. And on the back, you have the Speakon connectors, which were new to me. It's fine. Got it hooked up and everything with help from a couple people. Then you have, it's an XLR amp, so you have to get XLR to RCA. I'll post pictures of them in the video when I edit it, but that's it. I mean, you got the amp behind the seats on the floor. I'll probably do something different with it later. And the two Buttkicker Advance mounted directly to the chairs. Now I'll do a little demo showing you the violence and how the remotes just completely bounce off the tray table. I'll be right back. Keep watching. All right, for the next one, I'll do the Ready Player One race scene, which definitely has a lot of bass. If I get to the freaking part I want to get to, hold on. All right.
First to the key.
First to the egg.
guys, I'm gonna do a quick
I just
scene
realized the videos
from
are backwards.
Aquaman,
I'm
the
not changing
submarine
it.
scene,
You'll get what I'm saying.
just so you can get a idea of how violent these freaking things are. Give me 1 sec.
Decided discretion was the better part of valor and sealed themselves up in the torpedo bay.
Our reputation
Hold up.
precedes us.
Your record.
Like I said, I don't edit, so I'm just gonna fast forward this to where we get some bass going on.
Another submarine. No, I think it's a man.
There goes one. All right, well, hopefully those few demos gave you a general idea of how violent these things can be. I don't even have them turned up. I have them, I think, 50% gain on the amp. I had to increase the gain on the amp a little bit to get voltage so the kicker's got a signal. Jonathan Van England, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but he's with the Youth Man crew. Him, Ryan, do the podcast every Sunday, I believe. He was super helpful with like troubleshooting some things because I'm not used to the speak-on connectors or the XLR to RCA. He walked me through all that. Kevin Sorkin from GSG recommended the amp. The amp works great. And the reason I got that one because I can add 2 more to that amp and it'll put about 450 watts to each kicker. Now they're probably getting too much, but I'm not going to crank it up loud enough to bottom them out because in the mini DSP I have them at like -2 in gain. Brandon Hill from Elevated Theater Calibrations knocked it out of the park with these. He dialed them in perfect. Helped me with like setting the delay and stuff like that. He put a filter on it, so basically it's they don't even start kicking in until 55 hertz, and they just you have to experience them for yourself, but they blend right in with the subs. You can't tell that the subs aren't doing the bass. But I mean, granted, I have 4 21-inch GSG subs with 12,000 watts of speaker power amps on them, but still this took it to a whole nother level. Like the tactile feel, I got great tactile feel before because I'm on a suspended floor and the bass transfers to the floor with no problem and would vibrate the seats, shake the seats. This is ridiculous. I mean, I'm still playing with the volume on it, but I watched all of Godzilla vs. Kong. It was the first movie I watched, and there were times where these chairs were kicking me in the back and the butt and the leg so hard that my vision went blurry. I'm like, man, maybe I need to turn them down, but I was like, it's freaking awesome, so I just kept going. If you're on the fence about buying butt kickers or tactile transducers, do it. I mean, you could always install them, try them. If you don't like it, send them back. Calibrating them and dialing them in is key, because if you don't dial them in and to where they're timed with your subs perfectly, they'll be distracting because you'll feel. I hope I'm explaining this correctly. You'll feel the delay. You'll feel like the sub hit and then the shaker hit, and they're not in sync with each other. When they're in sync with each other, next level. I mean, Scott Newby, also, everybody knows him, king of bass, like 20 18-inch subwoofers are like 60,000 watts. Like, that room could probably kill you at full volume. Private message with him a bunch. He helped me out explaining the different butt kickers, like what would be good for me, what would be. I mean, his are extreme. I didn't really need the. I think he's got the LFE butt kickers, which will take 1,000 watts. And for me, another problem was I wanted something that was easy to mount, and the butt kicker Advance has 2 mounting points. You can screw it to the back of your chair with the bracket that's on the back, or if you had to put a board under your chair and attach it to like the steel frame of the chair, it has 4 bolt or screw holes. You can bolt it this way, but it's got to be facing up. Unlike like Oars or Dayton's, they don't have to sit like this. They can sit like this. I was told that the Buttkicker has to be straight up and down. It can't be basically the top sticking out, because I had the Aura Pro shakers with two Dayton 200 amps before these, and I didn't like them because I never had them dialed in right. So what I did is I gave them to Brandon Hill. He played with them, basically learned how to dial in shakers perfectly, and he reported back and he's like, I don't know why you didn't like these. These things are fantastic. Get more, and then I'll dial them in for you. Well, I can't live without them now. Like I couldn't take them off and then not have them. Once you have them and they're dialed in perfectly and they're hitting with your subs to where they're seamless. Like they're not there. But basically, it's hard to explain. It's almost like I added, what I would imagine would be 4 more 21s. I mean, that's the tactile feel. It's freaking violent. I mean, you don't have to set it violent. I'm a little crazy since I got into the big subs and, the horn loaded, the compression drivers loaded in horns and cranking it up loud. It just gives you that, it like Godzilla and Kong are fighting, or like the tank scene in Fury. You feel like you got shot with the missile from the tank. I mean, it just shakes your whole freaking body. It's super intense. It's like you're in the movie. I highly recommend them. Some people hate them. Some people love them. But all the people I have talked to that have them dialed in, timed with their subs perfectly, same as me, could never not have them. But if they are not tuned in properly, you're probably going to hate them because they're going to be distracting and you're going to be able to tell they're there. I can't tell they're here. So, I mean, it's pretty much the review. You don't have to use the amp I used. You can use, you could use a Crown. You just want to get an amp that does not have a DSP built in. That's what I was told. Get an amp with no DSP, because I forget. I was going to get a Crown. I think it was the LSI 1020. And then Jonathan told me don't get that one because it's got basically a filter in it, a DSP that won't really let the shakers go lower than 20 hertz, maybe a little bit more, but the way it was explained to me, they'll start rolling off and it just won't do what it's supposed to do. Like my subs will go down to 14 hertz, 14, 13 hertz, something like that. These will go down to 5. So like when I was watching Ready Player One, there was, tactile energy, bass notes that these are giving me that the subs don't. So I'm getting that super low frequency effect without, because I don't know, 12 hertz, 13 hertz, that will rattle some stuff. But once you get down into like single digits, you're reinforcing your house. You're rattling stuff, you're breaking stuff. You have tile floor, it might start coming loose. I didn't want that, but this gives you that tactile feel of single digits. I mean, I don't know if these are exactly going down to 5. Buttkicker claims they'll do 5 hertz, even if they're doing 10, 8, 9, 10, the subs don't, and it's hard to describe. I mean, if you have the opportunity to go to someone's house that has these and they're dialed in properly, go check it out. Guarantee you're going home, you get on a website and you're ordering transducers. There's a bunch of different kinds. You could start. I started out with the Auras, even not dialed in properly, nowhere near the impact these things have, nowhere near the force. These seem way more, it's tighter, it's more accurate, and it's basically feels more natural. The Aura to me did not, but like I said, I can't fully speak on that because they weren't dialed in with the subs properly. These things, freaking awesome. Buttkicker has the mini LFE. I think there's the Concert, there's the LFE huge crazy one. Scott Newby has the Advance. I think the Advance is the step down from the Buttkicker ultra low LFE or whatever it's called. And I'll tell you right now, these things are plenty for me. Like I said, I still got to play with the volume because on some scenes they're just like it's like getting kicked in the butt and the back. Like literally somebody just kick the back of your seat. So that's really all I have to say. I got you guys your demos. I'll post, you know, pictures up there when I edit it of the connectors, like the XLR to RCA adapter and the speak-ons. And there's plenty of YouTube videos explaining how to hook up a speak-on. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. For me, it was a little intimidating, but once I talked to a couple people, watched the video, super easy to hook up. Oh, and the fan mod that I was speaking about in that Behringer, there's videos on that too. Super simple. It's a good amp for these shakers. If you're only going to run 2, you could probably do like a Crown. It's a Crown 800 with no DSP in it. That'll put 300 watts to each shaker, which is plenty for 2. But I knew, me being me, the 2 middle seats are where we sit most of the time, but I have crazy OCD. Excuse me. So I'm going to want one on each seat, knowing that all 4 seats are covered in case somebody does come over, sit in that seat. They have the experience of the Buttkicker also. So, yeah. I don't know what else to say. Thanks for watching. I hope the videos are getting a little better. Like, subscribe, share. Post any questions in the comments. That's about it. Thanks for watching another video. Peace.